How to deal source. On this video, I'm going to break down exactly how I got started in deal sourcing, how much money you can make, and exactly how you can do it too. First things first, what is deal sourcing? Saucy, saucy, saucy. It is saucy because you can make some major bucks doing this stuff. And I thought I would just break down my journey into it and exactly what steps I took to be able to source a few deals. So it's a funny old game actually, because when I ran out of money after my first VRRRR, I explored deal sourcing because I'd run out of money and I was like, I got no money. I was like, I'm gonna have to do something. And I found deal sourcing and I did some research. I did a couple courses and thought, let me try and get into this. And before I even get into that, I suppose I should probably define it. All deal sourcing is you haven't got the money to buy property, say. So instead of you just not doing anything, not being in property, waiting, saving up, over procrastinating, what you do is you act as the middle person. So you find the deal, the property, and then you find the investor and you charge a fee and you just partner them up together. And it can be a really cool way of building experience and earning a good income. So I went to these courses and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna source deals. I'm going to be a deal sourcer. And it just didn't happen for me. I had very little experience. I was going around the agents and sending letters and trying to source deals, but I was going about it all wrong because I would source deals and then have to find the investor frantically, because then I would basically say to the agent, yeah, I will buy this property for 100 grand. Me or one of my investors will buy it. And then I'd be like, I ain't got an investor. And then I'd look bad to the agent and then they'll get mad at me and blacklist me. And, you know, it was all going off. But I got really close to sourcing a couple deals where I did have the investor. In fact, I even had an investor come from London all the way to Derby to view a property with me that they'd provisionally committed to. And they said yes. I went to the agent. I said yes. We got the sales memo. I was excited. I was going to get my 3 grand fee, and then 2 days later, sorry, Simon, like, we're just not going to do it. And that really disheartened me. And at that time, I thought, you know what, I'm not going to do deal sourcing because I'm too busy relying on unreliable external factors. But then what I did was I decided I needed to fine tune the process. I guess, looking back now, one of the reasons I struggled was because I didn't have the confidence. Like, I thought it was a deal, but I didn't know it was a deal because I'd not done many deals, right? And, you know, there was little things like I didn't know the exact compliance for a HMO or exactly how much it would cost. So I was unable to really inform the investor. So what I did was I basically ended up getting into rent to rent and learning about HMOs more, learning about the market more, buying a couple, and then I then felt more confident to source on. And what happened was, through doing that process, then I revised my method of sourcing. So what I was taught was you might take a reservation fee from the investor so that they're tied in. Problem with that is that it's only a fraction of the overall fee, and if they want to change their mind, they normally come knocking on your door saying they want some of it back. So the first thing I did was I started to format terms that I had them sign before I'd even start looking for a property for them. Okay, so I'd go to the investor, I'd say, look, you want to invest it in my area? Okay, what exactly are you looking for in a deal? What is a deal for you? What's the deal for person A may not be a deal for person B. So the first thing I realized was I've got to do a fact find, and I've got to find out exactly what makes this a deal. Whether that be I want to recycle all my money, I want a 10% return, I don't want to touch HMOs, okay? Yeah, I want it to be in an affluent area where I'm going to get good capital appreciation, or maybe I don't care what area it's in, I just want to get that return. And what I would do is a full fact find, and they'd be like, okay, I see, this is what you need, cool. And then I would say, right, here's a heads of terms, here's an agreement stipulating I'm going to source you 3 such deals, And if they fit those specifications, you're going to get one. It's as simple as that. Okay. And as soon as I started doing that, game changed. Game changed. So I started doing a fact find. I then moved on to doing a T's and C's. When the T's and C's are signed, I would charge £1,000 retainer. So that means that we're in business. You know, it's not just someone talking, but that is a bit of a commitment. Then what I would do is I would show them 3 such deals that fit that criteria. And if they don't push the trigger on one, they're out. They're out the game. I keep the retainer and we move forward. As soon as they do, I'm giving you guys too much information here. If this information is useful, make sure you subscribe right now because I'm breaking down all the secrets right now. As soon as I realized that, I was like, okay, cool. Well, once I introduce you into the deal, at that point, I want my fee because before I was waiting for it to complete and I might be waiting 14 weeks. And then the seller decides they don't want to sell the house no more because next door's gone for 20 grand more. So I was like, let me take the money earlier. And then what happened was I realized that a lot of these investors weren't local. So there was value to be added on the refurb. And that then made them want to commit more because I was like, hey, here's some of the deals I'm doing and I'm refurbing them. So you've said you want that from a deal. Yeah, you said you want that from a deal. I'm providing it. Let me do the refurb. Yeah, let me tenant, sticking a finger up at you, my bad. Let me do the refurb. Let me actually get it tenanted and full. And then all you can do is relax and get cash flow every month. And I've done a lot of those deals now. And I've actually got investors that haven't even been to see their property in person, but they're getting cash flow every single month, which is mental. And then when you get that money, those chunks of cash, you reinvest them in your rent to rents or ultimately reinvest them in your BRRs. So that's deal sourcing. I personally love it. I think it can be a great way to generate income, but make no bones about it, it is not passive income. It is not cash flow. Deal sourcing is a property business, and if you stop sourcing deals, your money stops. So when you get the money, reinvest it into assets or rent to rent so you get the recurring income. Hope you find that useful. I'll see you in the next video.